Let's go! I don't know about you, but I gotta get out of her. I gotta get out of her, man. I'm running late. I gotta get to the doctor. He's gotta slap me upside the face and say, man, you don't even know. Actually, if that happens, I will owe every one of my YouTube subscribers, people that follow my channel, I will owe every single one of y'all a high five. Oh my goodness. My nose is feeling a little better. Not so much congestion in the old sinus cavity. Although, isn't a sinus just a cavity? Anyway, not much congestion going on. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. I was thinking of the same thing. Thursday is the day before Friday. And regardless of whether you were thinking about it, now you are thinking about it. And even if you aren't thinking about it, you will be thinking about it. Try that on for size. Oh my goodness, your eyes ever just kind of burn, or that's the wrong terminology, but no, burn, but not in a fiery sense, in a more of a fiery sense, in a lesser flame way, more of a fiery scent. It's weird, the descriptions we have for pain, right? You have any lightning type pain? Well, I would assume that's what lightning would feel like, but I don't, doesn't that usually kill you? Like I've had back issues, surgery and stuff, and even now, every now and then I don't know how to describe it other than like a jolt down my leg. And what's a jolt? Could just be a hard bump or hit, but a jolt as in like a electric jolt, it feels like. Anyway, heartburn, feels like acid in my chest. I got acid in my chest. Well, what kind of acid? I don't know. Could be from the acid in the Coca-Cola I'm drinking, or this hydrocodone. No, that's a drug. That's a drug, man. Oh. So, they've got these neat things in cars now, newer cars, that they track your mileage for you, which is pretty neat. I got an app on my phone now that tracks your mileage. You can put in services and stuff, and it kind of gives you graphs and charts as to how much money you're spending per month, which is overall pretty neat. What's your gas mileage based on the octane you get, based on the station you go to. Yeah, pretty neat for an old Nancy. But on the cars themselves, they track things, right? And ooh, cola. Had a student bring me a drink today. Pretty good. Drink I wouldn't order myself, but it was delicious. Anyway, so like my car is tracking the mileage, right? Obviously with your odometer, but it tracks, for mine, it tracks like distance to empty, and the old SAB, that's what it's called, distance to empty. Other ones, you call it range. I had my distance to empty down so low once, it literally just said, "Get gas now." I felt like it was all, if I remember right, it was all caps. I felt like it was yelling at me. I don't think there was an exclamation point, but there should have been. Get gas now! But I feel like it makes it kind of a game. Before, the game was with the gas gauge and the empty, how far below empty you could go, right? Kramer in the Seinfeld episode. We've gone way past the empty mark, way past the mark. Do we get off the freeway? No, let's keep going, man. Now you got the gas light that comes on, says, hey, you're down to the last gallon or so. And now also, you know, that gas light's been for a while, but you've got the distance that you have to before you're out, your range. It's like a game. Mine says 57 miles. I feel like I just want to chance it, you know? Can I really go that far? Resetting my trip meter and seeing what happens if I run out of gas. I'm going to call them up and say, your distance to empty is off by a mile or two. Well, what do you want us to do about it? Oh, no, just informative, you know, just an informative call. You don't have to do anything, just, you know, make a note, you know. If you want, I don't know if you track that information, but, you know, if you want to, you know, just let you know it said 55, and I actually made it only about, you know, 48 miles. I can let you know what the acceleration speed I was going, if I was drafting at all, how close I was to other cars. Oh, there's a chat. You know, if you want that. No, we don't want any of that information. We're bankrupt. We don't even have a business anymore. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Saab. It's a shame. It's a shame. You had some fancy cars there. I sure liked them. Yeah. That little turbo, it did pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, that's how I imagine the conversation going. In case you couldn't imagine it, now you don't have to. It's there for as long as YouTube keeps it up, right? Right? That's right. That's right. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I do probably drink way too much Coke. I've dropped down on it quite a few times, only to pick it right back up. I've quit it for a little bit, only to pick it right back up. It's like old Mark T. Wayne says, Samuel Clemens, right? The same guy, right? About smoking cigarettes. Quitting smoking is easy. I've done it thousands of times. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hey. So I try not to think about what I'm going to talk about before I do these episodes, and I don't really like to take, I've got people say, oh, you should talk about this. Well, you know, it's not really rambling. But I had a thought today that I should try to do an episode entirely with an accent. So it's not the whole episode, but I'm going to try to finish this one with I call it my Irish accent. I'd like to think it's from the north, Belfast area, but I don't really know. I've never been to Ireland. I'm just going off of movies. And actually, this particular accent is based off the movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. He plays Jerry Conlon in The Name of the Father. It's a pretty good movie. It's not a bad little show. But this is I just think of him talking about his dad Giuseppe. That's his dad's name in the movie. I think of him when I want to use this accent, and it's kind of difficult sometimes, but it's really breathy. But I'm going to try talking the rest of the way with this accent. We'll see what I can do, you know. So they got all sorts of movies coming out, right? Marvel movies, hero movies, they're all pretty much the same anymore, but I still like to go see them. They're just kind of exciting, you know, with the explosions and the powers that people have. It's like a regular person, but now they've got powers. I might be going to see that Captain Marvel coming up here pretty soon, but it's the first week it opens, and I don't really like going to movies when they first open, because I don't really like people that much, because they're crazy. Like in my wife that I don't have right now, she knows that I don't like when people applaud in the theater, because, well, the theater's different, but in the cinema, you know, at a film, I don't like when people applaud, because they can't really hear you. They can't hear you applaud. Just buy another ticket and that's your applause, huh? But no, I don't really like when they applaud or they cheer. I remember going to The Force Awakens, and at first starting, I went like 3 weeks after it opened, just to get rid of all the applaud and cheering. It starts up with the music, you know, and the crawl, and some lady just starts screaming yay, and I just wanted to tell her, just go buy the soundtrack. Just go buy the soundtrack, and then you don't even have to come to the show if that's all you want to hear is the soundtrack. Holy cow. I mean, I love John Williams, but man. Speaking of range, my range is back up to 68. It was at 55. Now it's increased. That's because I'm actually moving. Before I was just stopped. I think it does that because, you know, I'm moving in a direction. Could be backwards or forwards. But if you're moving a direction, it increases how many miles you can go in an hour. That's just math. That's just math. Oh no, I think there's a car up here that's got a bit of a flat tire. Yeah, indeed. Or just pulled off to the road to make a phone call or something. I don't really know. But you see, so I'm wearing a yellow shirt today. I don't really know if yellow's my color. It makes my skin look a little bit... Actually, hey. Still as ugly as shite. I'm gonna slap his face off. So anyway, that's my story. I don't even know where to go next, so I think I'm just gonna end it. I'm gonna be done with this video because I'm getting close enough to my doctors now. I gotta go into the doctor, and he's gonna say, hey, what are you doing? Tell me about your da. I don't want to tell you about my da. Tell me about him. No, I don't want to. So I think next time I'll try this again, but with a different accent. This, if it was not very good, if you're actually from Northern Ireland, like Belfast area, let me know. And this is probably pretty bad, but I'm trying, and it's really just based off Daniel Day-Lewis's character. It's really breathy. Daniel Day-Lewis, now he's an actor, if you didn't know. Pretty good actor, yes. My left foot. Okay, this is Nancy. He's gonna go now. He's gonna go. You have a wonderful time. And I felt like some of this might have been pulling out a little bit of Louvajanaya Doubtfire. That was not intentional. That dude was taking off his shirt in a car, which is in and of itself abnormal, but he was driving the car at the same time he was taking off his shirt. That's a bit weird, no? I don't know what he's doing, taking off his shirt while he's driving. It's not like he had a lady or a man with him, you know? He was just stripping. Felt like I needed to get some dollar bills out. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'll talk to you later.